Good morning. How are we doing out there? It is Wednesday, so that means today we're talking about posture and posture corrections. If you don't know me and you see my face every morning, hi, I'm Lisa. I am the health and confidence coach, and I am on a mission to make you guys move, and girls move more. And that's because a lot of us are feeling the aches and pains of everyday life, and we're accepting that that is just something that happens as we get older. And it's not the case. It's down to lack of movement, soreness that happens as a result of lack of movement, and then continued lack of movement because of that soreness in the first place. And what really happens is that your body starts to compensate the ways that you are moving in order to be able to still keep you going, get you to the places that you want to be in any movements, but they may not be happening the way that they are designed to move because you are stiff, sore and achy and unwilling to test that range of motion. All week I've been doing stretches, and yesterday I was here with a deep hip stretch. Mondays are all about mobilising, so we do a full body mobilisation. Today is dedicated to posture, and I did a chat on this last week, and it was about slouched, slopey shoulders, because it's something that a lot of us do without even meaning to. Even when you don't want to do it, those shoulders, they're coming forwards. And the reason why that is happening for a lot of you is because it's been happening for so long that your body thinks that that is a natural position for it to be in. And that's why you're starting to get the shoulder aches and the neck aches and the back aches, because we're holding ourselves in positions that aren't amazing. So today I want to talk about posture correction and some little tips of how you can do it. I'm just going to put that over there because I feel like I'm going to need a bit of a wall. Love it. Okay, so I'm just going to take a moment to say good morning to everybody. Thank you all so much for being here and having such an interest in how your body works, and how if you could look after it and move it just a little bit, that it would thank you no end. You're doing yourself such an amazing favour when you start being bothered to look after yourself, because one, you're only going to get this body that you've got is all that you are ever going to get for the rest of your life. So if you're aching and in pain already and you're quite young, or there's still like 20-30 years on that clock, then it might be time to consider putting that work in now so that you can feel amazing through life, especially as we start to get older. Also, to be a massive geek, even holding yourselves in the right way is great for circulation. It's great for the soreness that you get from holding yourselves in the wrong way. And it's really hard once you start to hold yourselves in the wrong way to be able to correct it. So today, let's do it. We were having some good chats last week about posture, and I did a couple of videos. I did one at the desk for people that are sitting down at the desk even at home, and today I wanted to just take it one further to give you some tips on posture, and if you're holding yourself right, and how you can start to notice these things through the day, so that you can start to correct them yourselves. And know that every time that you find yourselves in a bad form or bad posture and you notice it and you correct it, then don't be annoyed that you've had to do that. You're going to give yourself a job well done, 2 job well dones, one for noticing that you were in the wrong posture, and one for actually doing it and getting back in, so you can be like, oh, thanks for noticing that I'm not standing amazingly well. I'm going to sort that out right now. Well done. Having that kind of actually definitely changes it from being, oh my God, you're standing in the wrong way again. I can't do this anymore. How much do I have to do this before it becomes a permanent thing? Well, let me tell you, the answer varies, because if you've always stood with your shoulders slouched, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to put them back in place on a permanent basis without practicing it consistently. It's only through practice and consistency that you can make these changes permanent. So I wanted to do, I'm glad I've got a little bit of a wall, I wanted to do a posture correction test with you. So what you're going to do here is you're just going to find yourselves a wall, yeah, and we're going to get up on it. We're going to put ourselves flat against it so that your shoulders are against this as well, and your bum. Then I want you to start to bring your feet away from the wall, and then I want you to see if you have managed to keep your back and your shoulders attached to the wall. If you haven't, and this has happened, so your bum's come away from the wall as well, or you've come up on your heels, it's a little indicator that perhaps something's a little bit tight and needs a little bit of movement, and it's definitely a good indicator that we don't stand in the right way. So here's what we can do about it. Annoyingly, posture corrections are something that you're going to have to be on your bum about all the time, but they pay off enormously. And it's not just about feeling better in that moment, it's about carrying this through for the rest of your life, so that when we are 70, we won't be one of those people that can't get their head off the floor. We're still going to be moving it. So what can we do here? Here's some things. So we've just done our little test there, and you would have noticed if you had a great posture correction as you were moving your feet away from the wall, you notice that your bum and your shoulders stay attached to the wall. If you don't, and your bum has come forwards a little bit, it's okay. It just tells you that perhaps you should be on your own bum a little bit more. So how can we fix this? Usually when we're standing, here are the things that I see. Sometimes people are great and they try to fix their own posture. So let's say that this is how we're standing sometimes because our back hurts and our shoulders hurt or whatever. So we put ourselves through into what we think is great posture. But actually what you've done here is you've overextended the back. So now you're almost looking at the ceiling all the time. So you do have to be careful that your posture is actually set correctly every time that you correct it. Don't try to overextend to compensate for the slouchiness that you're feeling on the other side. Here's some tips that can help with when you're standing to get good posture. Again, I'm going to tell you about my 5 steps to perfect form. If you've been watching me a lot, you'd know what they are. But if you don't, please just write a little comment and I'll link it. It's just a really good checklist for you to realise if you're standing in a good way or not, no matter what you're doing, in exercise, in life, in everything. So we're going to apply those 5 things, which means that we're going to anchor, we're going to bum squeeze, we're going to open up our chest and shoulders, we've got our core on, we're always going to make sure that that rib cage is over the belly button. That's going to be a good starting point for anyone. If you are someone who notices that your bum sticks out a lot and you get it's like a bum out, boobs out thing. Some people love to call this Donald Duck, a Donald Duck pose. It's related to tight hips and bad posture. So what we're going to do to fix this is we're just going to focus on those hips and we're going to start to tuck that pelvis in. Nice. Yes, it may feel a little bit strange for you if you've been stood in this way and that's a normal position for you. This is going to feel super tucked in, but this is an amazing posture because what you've got here is you've got your bum tucked in, you've got your core on, you feel like you're giving yourself a hug from the inside, and we are in alignment, which is perfect. So yes, check those little things out. Also, I wanted to do a little bit about sitting here because whilst you're good and you can tuck yourself in for a good little walk around, what happens when we sit down is people immediately forget that we should be holding good posture. So they'll sit down and immediately the shoulders slouch forwards. We don't have bum on, we're just sitting there. Sometimes we're on the sofa, so we're everywhere. So if you sit down, it's very important to put those 5 things on before you sit. And the reason is that if you sit down with bad form, it's actually really hard to fix it whilst you're in that seated position. So it's always just best to start off in a great position before you sit down at the hips. Yeah. One thing that I actually didn't manage to talk about last week, which was such a great tip, is people that sit down and you know, it's this movement. So I'm pretending that I've got a chair here, please work with me. Okay, so we've slouched over and we're doing our little write-ins or whatever on the phone. That's where I really see a lot of slouchy shoulders, and there's one way that you can really fix this, and I'm going to call it the toilet pose because it is that popular. We're going to push that chest out. We've got our little phone in our hands. We're about to sit down, but notice that I've got these 5 things on before I've gone down. My chest is out, my shoulders are back. I've got great engagement. I'm going to sit my centre of gravity down, and then I can pick up my phone or whatever it is, and I can text away, and I've still got great form going on upstairs instead of slouchiness. And slouchiness happens because whilst you've been making yourself do this kind of movement for too long, we've got stretched muscles now at the back, and this at the front becomes super small because we've shortened it, if that makes sense. So now it becomes easier for you to always hold yourself this way rather than to hold it back. If this is happening to you, you should check out some back and pec stretches, but you should definitely be trying to mobilise this movement that you've got going on around here. Sometimes a sore back and shoulders can mean tight pecs. That's because they're connected. And as I was just saying, you've lengthened the muscles at the back because they've had to slope, whilst we've shortened the muscles at the front because they're actually having to shorten to stay that way. So yeah, a nice couple of little tips there for you. Posture is one of the things that I spent a lot of time working on. I had a serious surgery about, oh my God, about 12 years ago, maybe longer now. And it was one of the hardest times of my life, but I had to learn how to walk all over again, and I really learned a great deal about posture and why it's so important. So I kind of wanted to share that all with you today. Good morning. How is everybody doing out there today? Hope you've all had a good week so far. We're already halfway through it. Love it. Morning. Perfect. We're going to have a little scroll up and see how you're all doing today. Love it. Well done, girls, for being here. I think you've both been here every single day this week and last week. So well done. I hope you're finding it all beneficial, and especially the posture chats, because once we manage to correct posture, it is a permanent benefit that you're going to get from it. And it's so much more than just standing in the right way. You know, if you have a good posture, you have better blood circulation, you're actually making a massive act of self-love because you're taking the time to look after your body, the only body that you're going to get for the rest of your life. So it's very important that you look after it. And there's my little morning story for you there to keep you all motivated. If you do have any questions about posture or anything that I've been doing, please do send me a message just to let me know. Even if you're just checking out the exercises and you found them great, just tell me about it. If you've got a question about posture or the stretches, or you want me to help you out with something, just send me a little DM. I'm here pretty much every day at 9. So if there is something that you'd love for me to cover, just tell me about it. If you love what I'm doing and you found my videos really useful, then please hit that share button so that more people can see it. Chances are, if you're experiencing pain or issues and one of my videos has helped you, it's probably going to help somebody else. So stick a little share on it or let them know about me. So, have an amazing day then. Do I have any questions? Have any questions? It doesn't look like it. Well done for being here though. I'm going to wish you all an amazing day then. If you do have questions and you're watching later, please feel free to just comment and I will see it and get back to you then. Have an amazing day and I'll see you in the morning. Goodbye.